All right. Today we got Kyle with us today. He's from Chinese Jailbreak and other bands. You've had a couple other bands you've been into, some break-off bands from your original band.
Yeah, Jailbreak's the primary though. That's been the love from day one.
And okay, I had Jake on recently, and he said he's been in it the whole time. So he said almost 16 years now.
Yeah, I think we started New Year's Eve of 2009. So January 1, 2010, we hit the ground running.
Nice. And so, like, as of then, like, how'd you originally get into singing? What was the moment, like, I'm a singer. I'm going to be the front man of a band.
That's actually a really interesting story. So I was involved in theaters, musicals, and stuff like that for years at our local theater, but I was not a singer and never claimed to be one. So I got passed over on roles all the time just because I didn't have confidence to sing. So one day, I got the call that there was an open mic with Jake and the other boys that founded the band, and we didn't think it through. All they said was bring your guitar and your amp. So I did. We showed up, and the very first song we ever played in public was Blink-182, All the Small Things. And almost 16 years later, we still have that in our set list, and we'll probably never remove it. So,
yeah. So there was no practice or anything before that?
Not really. We'd played together for a couple years at our local church. And it was one of those situations where Jake kind of turned to me one day and he said, we like the same music. Doing the church songs is great and fulfilling and all that. But he goes, I want more. I want to rock. And I'm like, me too. So that's where it started. So we ended up at this open mic gig and we kick off All the Small Things. And we play that intro probably for a good 40 seconds. And we're looking at each other like, who's going to sing? Who's going to sing? And everyone's like, I'm not singing. Our drummer's back there. He can sing. He's like, I would, but I don't have a mic and I can't. So they all just kind of looked at me because I was the oldest in the group. So I stepped up to the mic and just let it have it. And I was like, I guess I could do this. That's how it all started.
Just that. That's all it took, huh?
Well, prior to that, probably 10 years prior to that, I was at a karaoke bar one night and my friends thought it would be funny to toss my name in, and they got me up there, and it was When Dolphins Cry by Live, and they literally thought they were just going to get me. And I walked up there and just sang my heart out, and they all said it was passable. So I had a little bit of confidence going in.
Yeah, good. So, yeah, awesome. And then, what would be like your music though? Like, you guys obviously like to jam and rock out, but what'd you grow up on, and what'd you sing in the shower?
Yeah. Oh man, Zeppelin, Guns N' Roses, Pearl Jam. I mean, those were some of my those three right there were some of my biggest influences growing up. And I remember the very first time, I don't know how old I was, 10 years old, maybe 12, probably not even 10. Anyway, was at a friend's house and in the neighborhood, and his older brother said, what radio station do you listen to? And I was like, I literally thought the radio at that age was one station. I didn't know you could turn it because I just wasn't into music. And I said, the local country station. He's like, that's just crap. He goes, check this out. And this is a true story. As I sit here, I swear this is true. He clicks on the radio, turns it up, DJ's talking, and I hear, chugga, 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 chugga. Hey, mama said the way you move. It was Zepp. It was Black Dog. And I'm sure my pupils dilated and my hair, all my hair stood up, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been missing my entire life. So I immediately fell in love with rock and roll.
Yeah, you're like, oh no, Conway Twitty, you're going to have to step aside.
Yeah, sadly, when it comes to the country, not a fan. Never have been. There's some I can tolerate, but
So I guess from that original call for that, that's kind of how the band formed also.
yeah, yeah, it really was. Our very first gig after that open mic, we showed up with like 3 songs that we knew. We didn't know them well. We just winged it. And we put together a set list probably several weeks later. And we played Jake, the guitarist's cousin's birthday party. And we showed up with like 8 songs. So maybe even 6. And that's all we had. And we, some Breaking Benjamin, Blink, maybe a Green Day song at that point too. I can't remember. So we banged out the set list at this birthday party, and I'll never forget. I stepped back up to the mic and I was like, "Thank you guys very much. That's all we know." And the guitarist's dad hollers out from the back of the room. He goes, "Play it again." So we just recycled the set list again and started building from there.
Yeah, well, I bet it sounded better every time.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, we played some of the same songs for 16 years. So as time went on, we started cycling in new ones as we grasped the old ones, and it was, learning experience, good times. A lot of songs we've cut over the years because we play them at a show and go, yeah, that wasn't received well. So
yeah. That's crazy. How long, since you guys started to now, and, some of those might even be considered classics, but they were brand new when you were playing them.
Yep. That's very true.
So like when you're on stage and stuff, you're Kyle now, but when you're on stage, are you like an alter ego?
So not really, but that goes back to my younger years in being involved in community theater. I dial it up just, 2 notches more. So if you're, if I'm performing and, you kind of do one of these where people would, you're rocking out like this. Well, on stage, it's full, the bigger the gestures, the better it captures people's eye and their attention.
You go to 11.
Exactly. I turn it up to 11.
Nice. I know you guys play, and I know you guys do a lot of covers, but then you work in a lot of originals because you guys have 3 albums.
2 that have been released. We've got one that we've been kind of dawdling over for 3 years now or so, probably more longer than that. But yeah, we'll do. I don't know. We'll cycle in every summer. It seems like we pick up one of our songs. And we'll drop maybe a cover. We'll drop one of our songs that we've been playing all last year. We get sick of them, and we'll pick up a new one about every summer, or 2 or even 3 at times, depending on the set, how long it is. And we've got, I'd say, a good 36 songs under our belt that we've written and recorded. And then we've got a lot of one-off songs, like we cover Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby, and we've kind of rocked it up and made it more of a modern sound than what the original 80s version was and things like that. So,
right. I think that's become pretty popular here lately, is a lot of, revamping of older songs and stuff and made more modern.
Yeah. Well, they're good songs for a reason. So
right.
Why not do it your style and let other people enjoy it as well? So
when it comes to your guys' own music, are you the sole writer of the lyrics, would you say?
No. Honestly, I'd say everybody puts in their 2 cents. When we sit down to write, a lot of times Jake and I will come to one another with a concept, and maybe we'll have a chorus, maybe he'll have a riff or a single verse. And then he and I will usually sit down and kind of, bang something out. Then we'll take it to the rest of the band, the bass player and the drummer. And it's amazing how many songs we've written that Jake or I have a concept, and by the time we're done with that practice, working on just that one song for 2 or 3 or 4 hours, it has completely changed from what we had originally envisioned. And it's 10 times better, at least in our eyes. So,
Yeah.
but not to leave the other guys out too. I mean, our bass player on the second and third album, he wrote the majority of a song, brought it to us, and we just made it work in our own style. And then our drummer on our third album, he wrote just a killer song. I mean, he did basically the whole thing. He said, I have this idea. We'd start playing something. I'd start singing something. He'd go, no. It's got to go like this. And he just had the vision. So we followed the vision. And when we got done with it, it was like, wow, we've really created something special.
From what I hear, your drummer's pretty heavy. He likes a lot pretty hard rock.
Yes,
maybe even
does.
some metal. Yeah. So do you think that's a lot of influence of the songs too? You think it makes it a lot heavier since he wrote it?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. If it was Jake and I just doing it, like on the first album before we got our current drummer, we were more 90s grunge style. And now with Kyle Bowes on drums, we are considerably harder, even though it's not screamo rock or anything like that, but it's just a much more drum driven song. A lot of them are.
Good. I like it. I like a lot of heavier metal and rock and stuff too. So I'd really like to hear it.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get it out soon. I mean, my goodness, we've been messing with this thing forever.
Yeah, that was another question. Is like, what do you think there's a timeline? Do you have a concept of, I know you want to release it, but like, do you have a concept of when?
It's been 98% done for, I'd say, over a year. It's just a matter of the four of us finding the time when we're not playing shows to get in there, get back in the studio, give it a good listen through, make some tweaks, and just send it out.
So you have everything. Is it just like a mastering thing? Like, would you have to re-record anything, or you think it's just like a mastering kind of thing?
No, it would all be mastering. And there's one song on that third album that it's got probably the highest note I've ever sang in my life in one of the songs. And it's one of those that I was never super happy with it. We'd put some reverb on it. It sounded fake. You'd take the reverb off. It was too dry. We just never found the sweet spot of it. And I'm the hold up on that one, because I'm like, guys, this is important that I nail this note and the pitch is right. It's just, we haven't found a good mix for it yet. So
like to hit those notes and stuff, like if you're to play this live and everything, what do you have to do to keep your voice in shape for this kind of stuff?
So I'm like any amateur fool that goes out there and we do a sound check song and I just belt it out. I mean, I give it all I have, get everything nice and warmed up, and then we usually tailor our set list. So, we'll do some easy songs or vocally easy songs in the beginning. And then when I get warmed up, I'm ready to hit it. I'm ready to go. And we've skipped songs before because I'll have a off night and be like, I'm just not feeling it, guys. It's just not going to work. So we'll have to skip a song occasionally, but not often.
So do you warm up beforehand?
I don't.
Yeah.
I should.
So you use your set list to warm yourself up?
Yes. Typically, gotcha. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. The first 3, 4, 5 songs, even the sound check song, is usually something that's muscle memory, super easy. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to belt out any super hard notes. It's just a nice ease into it.
It's a birthday party song.
It is. It's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Getting back more to playing and being live and stuff like that. Do you have any crazy stories or anything like that?
I did have a lady come up to me at a show one time, and we were on a riser, and it was like a 1-step riser. And she came up, she kept doing this to me, and I kept like looking at her, I can't. And she finally got me to walk to the front of the stage, and I dropped the mic because I wasn't singing at the moment. And she says, I need to tell you something. And I leaned down and she grabbed my face. It planted a big one right on my lips. And I look up and I see my wife laughing hysterically because I did not want to be kissed by this woman. It was, it was bad.
It's usually never the women you want to kiss you that are kissing you.
Exactly. I mean, we've gotten the opportunity to play some really cool places in Indy, and even some of my favorite shows that we do are like private parties and stuff because there's no pressure. They want to hear you mess around. So we'll kick off a song that we don't know, and if we're hired at a bar or something, typically we walk in prepared. We know what songs we're going to do. We stick to the set list so that we don't waste time in between songs. And but private parties, people just scream out songs, and Jake will just start playing them, and I'll sing one I know, and then we'll kind of transition into a song that we were going to cover or going to play anyway. So just way laid back.
Yeah, that sounds kind of fun though. I mean, if you can make like a little mix, and just play a whole bunch of different songs all at once. And
oh, absolutely. Yeah, we do a lot of medleys now. It's kind of weird. We'll throw 3, 4, 5 songs, and we won't do the whole song. It'll be a 6-minute song, but it'll be 4 or 5 different songs just mashed together because they're all in the same key. And then, of course, the guys hate it because sometimes I'll just go off the rails and start singing something. They'll be like, what are you doing? It's like, I don't know. I felt it.
That kind of leads me to the chemistry of you guys, of your everybody who's in the band currently and stuff like that. You guys all flow real well.
Exceptionally well. We'll have our moments. I mean, everybody can have an off night, but usually, I mean, Jake and I have played together for so long that we're to the point where if he'll start kicking something off and he'll jokingly look at me and I'll start singing it. And then the other guys will join in and keep it simple. And then he'll usually raise the neck of his guitar to cut the song because he knows I don't know where we're going from here. He just sees a look on my face. My eyes will get a little wide, kind of like, I don't know where we're going. And he'll cut it. I mean, we look out for each other all the time.
That's good. So even the personalities, there's don't have any balancing of personalities or anything like that. One person doesn't, gravitate more towards one, and then somebody has to play middleman or anything.
No. And my grandfather always said, if you have a problem with somebody around you, then it might be you. Well, I've always thought I get along great with these 3 guys, so I might be the problem. But no, we have we joke around all the time. We'll go out to eat together, when we have some off time, and sit down and write together individually. I mean, let's see. Our bass player I was already married when we started the band. Our bass player that's in it now, well, our first bass player, I was in his wedding, I was in Jake's wedding, and I was in Kyle's wedding. So, I mean, we're friends on and off the court.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. That makes it, I mean, you're probably pretty rare, honestly.
Yeah, and I think that's what's made it work over the years. So Brad, the bass player, he's the newest person to come in. I mean, shoot, he's been with us for like 4 years probably now. And he is actually our drummer's cousin. And prior to that, our bass player was our drummer's brother. And prior to that, our bass player was our guitarist's brother. So it's always been a kind of a family dynamic anyway. And everybody gets along.
So you kind of are the odd man out because you've never been the brother or the...
I am. I know, right?
But I mean, maybe that's what makes it, though. Honestly, because I mean, maybe that's
Sure, and I'm several years older than those guys too, and I'm not saying that I'm probably the worst role model for them in the first place. And maybe that's how they view me. They're like, don't do what Kyle does. I mean, but typically, we don't give each other advice on life so much as, no one ever condemns anybody. If somebody's doing something stupid, somebody will say, hey, settle down a little bit. We got a job to do. And usually everyone's like, whoever's being told that goes, yeah, you're right. That's what we're here for.
So Jake gets tired of hearing it.
Exactly. It's usually me.
So you've had a few different band members then.
Yeah.
Your sound has definitely evolved, obviously just from having different members, but also over time and stuff like that. So from the first time you guys started playing and until now, what would you say how it's evolved?
When we first started, it was, the very first year, it was Jake's brother playing on bass, and it was John was our drummer. John at the time was 14, 15 when we started the band. He was a kid. We have to call and clear ahead with the bar owners that, there's a kid coming on stage, and kind of limited some of our shows, but some places were like, well, we got a back entrance on stage out of the back door. And we all were, very equal. Everyone's opinion mattered, but no one ever called the shots. Me being the oldest, I would be the one that would be like, look, don't be messing around. Get on stage, do what you got to do, walk out the back door. I know it kind of sucks to have to do that and not be able to talk to people, but those are the rules. And everyone was like, everyone's cool with it. But as far as our sound changing, Jake and I kind of, not all, because obviously I don't want to take all the credit because it's a collaborative effort, but Jake and I wrote a lot of our first album with the help of Nate and John. And then we had a couple other band members that would come through. And we've had a couple that came in and they didn't last with us because they either wanted to do it their way or didn't like the way we did it. And they usually parted ways with us pretty quick, and not in a bad way. It was just like, hey, this isn't the band for me, because they felt like the outsider. And I get that. But with the guys that we have now, even the last two bass players, they're family anyway. So it's like they knew what they were getting into when they joined the band.
Right. Yeah. I guess, it helps if they know beforehand. They're not just walking in and not knowing personalities.
Right. But everybody brings their own sound. And we've never discouraged that. I don't think anyone's ever discouraged that. Kyle was a harder drummer. He did his thing, and we just evolved around that. Jake, Jake can play anything. Literally, you can throw him anything, and he's 2 minutes, and he's got it. And like I said, the last couple bass players we've had, they just come in and they add their own flavor. And if it's something that's too much or too little, we'll be like, hey, maybe play a couple extra notes in that. You're kind of boring, or, hey, wait, you're playing way too much. But we know the structure of a song, how it theoretically should be. So, and everybody does in the band. They just they know. That's what's great.
So when you go out and play and stuff like that, are you trying to get a message across more? Or are you just going out to have a good time? Are you going out to just try and kill it? What's your whole goal when you do a show? So since COVID especially, I play every show like it's our last show. I usually don't, the day before a show, I'm really not excited about having to, especially in the summer, having to go out in the heat tomorrow and perform, under the hot sun. And I don't really
think a lot about. I'm really excited to hang out with the guys, but when I show up, I am just absolutely ready to kill myself on stage if that's what it takes. I've played shows sick. I've played shows hurt. And like I say, since COVID, I pretty much play every show like that might be the last one I get to do. So I just soak it all in.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, I'd say the best way to put on a show is to make it like your last one, for sure.
Yeah. Well, and I have a better show that way too. I mean, I'm not holding back too much, and I'm not, I'm not thinking about, hey, did I leave the stove on? I'm there in the moment, enjoying it, and it's great.
When you perform your songs stuff, especially like your own songs and stuff like that, is there songs that you play that you want a reaction? Like, you put so much heart in them and stuff like that. When you sing it, you want to see some kind of reaction from it?
Not anymore. I would like that, but almost 16 years of doing this, a song that I thought was amazing and great, and I expected people to just, stand up and get into it. It's my expectations in the beginning of forming the band was, I know we were fighting an uphill battle. We probably weren't ever going to get signed because of our location. We're in the middle of Indiana. I mean, we needed to move to Chicago or Seattle or California. So my expectations were not probably as, this wasn't going to be my job. And over the years, I've really just changed my outlook that we do what we do and I enjoy it and the guys enjoy doing it. And apparently, if you do that, other people enjoy watching you. So, yeah, but to answer the question, yeah, there's been songs over the years that I'm like, man, I can't wait to play this song that we wrote and poured our heart and soul into. And then you play it and people are like, hey, what'd you think of that one? It's a new song. And people kind of go, it's okay. And then we've had some that, I mean, I hate to call them throwaway songs, but when you're writing an album, you're trying to get, 12 songs or 11 songs or 13 songs. And you sometimes write one expecting it to be a throwaway. You're going to play it once or twice and no one's going to like it. And then you move on. And sometimes those are the songs that people love and you hate it because you struggled to write it. You didn't like it to begin with and you just did it to do it. And then people go, I love that. I love that song called Say It Again. Like, I hate that song because we worked so hard mixing and getting it dialed in that I really don't like it. But I love to play it because people find joy in it. So it's worth, and I don't have ill feelings towards it, but it brings back a lot of unpleasant memories when we were in the studio working on it.
Yeah. So. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess the ones that hurt the most might be the best songs,
Yeah, right.
And even I know, like when I listen to music and I would buy an album or listen to an album or something, you'd find a song that you liked. So you'd be like, well, I'm getting that album. And then 6 months down the road, you never listen to that song again. And you have other songs that are, that you love so much more. Playing live and stuff, then back to that. Do you guys ever have any, do you do anything personally, like pre-show ritual?
Yes, I do to a degree. Usually I will scramble. I'll get everything set up. And then I usually take about, if I have it, 5 to 10 minutes. And I just kind of shut myself down. And I actually start thinking about, hey, you know what? When we get done with that first song, I got to remember I have to go grab my guitar. And I just start playing through like up to 5 songs into the show. And then I'm mentally prepared to go on, make sure I'm well hydrated. Everything's set up where I want it. I know it sounds crazy. I mean, my microphone has to be within 3 millimeters height-wise of where I like it. And because once you start, you might not have a chance to fix it for 10, 15 minutes. So,
it could make or break your show if you think about it. If that's bugging you all night, it could throw off the whole thing.
Absolutely. There's so much truth to that. Yep. But yeah, I mean, it depends on what kind of show it is. Jake and I will have a separate little ritual sometimes if it's if we know we're just going to go there to have fun, party, there's no pressure. It's different than if we do a show that we've been contracted for. There's going to be hundreds or 1,000 people for. It's a whole different animal at that point. Same show, but totally different prep work for it mentally.
Yeah, it's like business or business casual, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I see you got some stuff there in the background. What kind of equipment you got? I see R2.
Yeah, there's an R2. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I'm just kind of in my little corner of where I have all my guitar stuff. And couldn't even tell you exactly what guitars are hanging on the wall at the moment, because those are probably ones that, I guess I've got one here. It's PRS. I play it. That's the one I kind of grab off the wall if I want to just play something, or, before a show, make absolutely sure that I know the chords for it. I know this sounds crazy, but when you're pumping out 40, 60, 70 songs sometimes in a night, it's funny what you forget. And they all start to run together, which is why we stick to that set list, just to be safe.
How often are you in the middle of a song and you're like, I don't know the next verse?
Happens a lot. It really does. But it's kind of funny. I've kind of gotten over, I don't really get nervous before shows, because I have faith in what I'm doing, and I have faith in the guys that if something goes sideways, someone's going to cover it. But I've had that moment where I actually take the breath to sing the next line thinking, I have no clue. And I'm like, okay, I'll just kind of make some noise and maybe it'll come to me. And the words come right out. I mean, not every time, but majority of the time, if you mess something up, most people don't even notice. So,
right. Yeah. You notice, but no one else notices. But you think everybody is like, oh my gosh, he just ruined this.
Yeah. Right. We get done with the show and we'll kind of, while we're cleaning up equipment, we'll kind of decompress and talk about it. I'll be like, oh man, did you guys hear? I sang the first verse twice because I couldn't remember the beginning of the second verse. And, our drummer will be like, oh man, I'm so sorry. I kicked that off way too slow, way too fast. And then Jake, I mean, he's not human, but he'll be like, oh, did you hear that lead riff that I did? It was totally wrong. And we're all looking at him like, no, it was perfect. But
do you have any current bands that you're listening to? Like, I know you like a lot of, grunge 90s, 70s, 80s, 90s and stuff, but like, what do you listen to that's current now?
I really new music. I don't listen to a lot of new music anymore. My best friend Zach, who runs sound, he'll constantly pull stuff up and be like, hey, have you heard this? Hey, have you heard this? I'm like, oh yeah, I like that. And then I'll forget about it, because when I get in my truck, I just, I'll have it on a lithium or something on Sirius XM, and I'm like, I don't want to go hunting for music anymore.
Yeah. And
usually I'm listening to stuff that we're covering just so I can keep fresh with it. So
do you sing constantly, you feel like when you're at work or in the car or at home and stuff? Do you find yourself just...
Used to, not as much anymore. I still do. I mean, the Rage Against the Machine song comes on for my drive home to work, and I'm just screaming at the top of my lungs and have it cranked and going to town on it. And but My commute's not very long to work, so usually it's maybe 1.5 songs, and it's never the one I want to sing. So,
so I guess so. Most of your bands that you listen to now are older bands and stuff. But if you had a chance and you could open up for any band,
ooh,
who would you guys open up for if it was your choice?
That's a really, really, really tough question, just because I would be a nervous wreck to go and open for a huge band. It would be it'd be awesome, but I don't know that I would remember actually doing it after it was over, because I'd be so focused on not make a fool out of myself. But I don't know. Some of the old bands that Pearl Jam, my gosh, that'd be a dream come true. That would probably be my number one. Just the opportunity to be on stage with a great band like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you've got the time, you've got the years in you, I feel like you could do it and nail it. I mean, like you said, it's like riding a bike now. You'd go back to what you know, and I think if you had back to the basics, and you could play your 6-8 songs 3 times in a row, and you could nail it.
Yeah. And the problem is, the older I get, not that I'm old, but there's a shelf life to this. I've noticed as we've progressed through, like, what was it? Here a couple years ago, about 3 years ago, we started covering Livin' La Vida Loca. And I mean, we've ramped it way up to where it's way harder and, in my opinion, way better than the original. And, but it's so high. And Filter, Hey Man, Nice Shot, same way. I mean, I used to, I could have sang that for 4 hours straight. And now I do it.
Is rough.
Yeah. And, now I do it and I get done with it. I'm winded and I'm just like, wow, my voice is slowly getting lower, but not where it's a detriment to the show. But a lot of those high songs that we used to do 10 years ago, I couldn't do all those in a set now. I have to space them out and throw some easy stuff in there that I don't have to work real hard at singing.
Yeah. Do you think there's songs that you're better at now, though, that like maybe if it has like a little raspier tone or a gruffer sound to it?
Yeah. Strangely, I have always had a bluesy voice. I have a lot of gravel in my singing. So that actually is easier to hit now than it was when we started. Used to, I'd get kind of raw and really into the set before that started happening. And now that's just the way it is. That's how my voice sounds. So probably not a good thing.
Like when you're out in public and stuff, do like people around town and stuff like that still come and talk to you about the band and talk to you about music and stuff a lot?
Yeah. I mean, we've been around long enough that everybody just knows. They're not fanboys over it. They're just like, hey, where are you playing next? I mean, it's just super casual. And, we saw you at your last venue. We were out in the crowd, and man, I love it when you play that song. And where are you going to next? Hey, would you? So everybody comes and talks to us about it. It's not, we don't have that star power. It's more of, oh yeah, that's that guy that sings. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I could think of worse things for people to recognize me for, though.
That's true. That's true. Now we did a benefit thing this year, and we played at the local grade school. And I mean, we went into this show thinking, what are we doing? We're playing all these old songs. These kids from, I guess they would have been second grade to sixth grade. They're not going to know these things. They had a party, they needed a band, and we happened to be available, and we showed up, and it was like a Beatles concert. I mean, they were running up to us after the show, wanting autographs, wanting pictures. And it's like, guys, but I felt like we inspired these kids. It's like, it was one of those moments that it sounds cheesy, but the kids just thought that was the coolest thing ever. And, a lot of them that played instruments were like, I want to be in a band someday. I want to do what you do. I'm like, well, then do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's amazing. That's a good feeling, especially to inspire kids at that age, because that's like prime age for kids to find their dream and stuff like that and be motivated.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I played saxophone I was in junior high band, and then I was in grade school band, junior high band, played saxophone. So I had rhythm. I got it. I had a good ear for music. And then I quit, and I was 28 years old, married. And I told my wife, I said, 30's getting close. I said, the one thing I'd like to do is learn how to play guitar. Not well, just learn how to play it. And she bought me a guitar for Christmas when I was still 28. And then I started playing for about a month and then broke my hand. So it went on the shelf for almost a year. And I was 29 and I'm like, I got to learn how to play this guitar. And I finally sat down, buckled down, took some lessons from a guy, Dan Denman, phenomenal guitar player. And he kind of asked me, he goes, what do you want to get out of this? And I said, honestly, I've got a newborn baby at home. All I want to do is come over here for an hour and just play. I don't care. So it turned into that. It turned into just once a week where I could go and he'd teach me new stuff. We'd work on it. And, if I got lucky during the week, pick it up and play. But, having a newborn baby at home changed everything. And then I was 32, I think, when we started the band. Maybe I was 33. So, my shelf life got a couple years left in me, but it's getting close.
Now, are your kids musically inclined?
Very, yeah. My son just picked up guitar 3 months ago and can already play like 4 songs. He just, unlike me, he sits down and works on it. I kind of just fumbled through it, but no, he's very technical compared to me. I'm super sloppy and just kind of do it the best it sounds and good enough. But
cool. You think he was inspired by you playing?
Probably. Yeah. He mentioned recently he wanted to start a band. He knows a local drummer, a couple years older than him. And he was like, I want to do this. I got to learn some songs. And me and my buddy Joel, we're going to go out and play. We just need a singer. And he could sing a little bit, but playing and singing is a whole different animal. But he's like, we need a singer and a bass player. And he's like, we could do this. We could play. And I'm like, do it. Don't wait. Go do it. Go and fail. Have people tell you you're not good. At least you did it.
He's got a great source for, to ask anything about too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have a feeling if the band starts, I'll end up being a sound guy and a roadie. Happily.
Yeah. Retirement plan.
Exactly.
So what do you think's next for the band then? And you guys, you gonna release that album?
Got to get the album out. Yep, absolutely. This year's been challenging. Jake just had twin girls. Our drummer's got a baby on the way in December of this year. And I mean, this is only July. So, and we're booked out, not as much as we have been in the past, but a couple shows a month. And I'm anxious to see what next year brings, because either everyone's going to settle in, be able to do it, or guys are going to get busy with their families, and well, they should. So we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's kind of if you do that, then it could get busier. If you're releasing album stuff, then you might need.
Oh yeah,
might want to start playing more and stuff, and get that kind of stuff out.
Yeah.
So
everybody's in agreement that we want to get back in the studio and we want to write new songs. So even if that's where someday the band would end, is us just getting together every week and recording some stuff and playing some stuff and just throwing it out on Spotify or something. I'd be okay with that too. I mean, COVID, when we got into the end of 2019, I was really burned out because we had such a busy year. And, not that I was ready to pull the plug, but I needed a break, didn't realize I needed a break. And then COVID hit and I was like, okay, I'm getting my break. This is fantastic. This might be the end. And it was March when we had the shutdown, I believe. And by June, I was going crazy. I'm like, I got to get back out there and do this. It's just in my DNA. So once all the bans were lifted and everything started opening up again, I'm like, guys, I'm sorry, I have to do this. And everyone was in agreement. They were like, yep, we had our break. We're ready to go again. So
kind of sounds like you get slowed down, but you don't get stopped,
Yes.
Right.
And you do need breaks sometimes. I mean, everybody in the band has families, kids, wives, everything. So trying to balance everyone's schedule is very frustrating when someone says, hey, can you play on the 19th? And I send a group text out to the guys and say, can we do this on the 19th? And somebody answers immediately, yes. Someone answers, within 4 hours and says, oh, well, let me check something. And then you don't hear from one of the other guys because they're trying to figure out their schedule. And I do most of the bookings and it gets frustrating. And then, not that I'm frustrated at the guys, it's just the situation. Everyone's so busy. But then when you show up to the show, it's like nobody cares. Everyone's super excited to be there and you're ready to put on it. Give it your all while you're up there on stage. It's very fulfilling.
So if people wanted to come see you, when would be the next time that people could come out and actually see you guys play somewhere?
I do not have my calendar on me. I know we've got quite a few private parties this year. That seems to be the cool thing, to hire a band at a private party. So we've got quite a few of those this summer. I mean, we're in Terre Haute. We're in Rockville area off and on, but best way to check it is to go to the Facebook page, Chinese Jailbreak, and usually we'll post shows, a couple weeks in advance. We don't typically put our whole calendar out there because venues change, times change. So,
and you do have music on Spotify currently?
We do. Yep. And if I'm being completely honest, I have no idea. Our drummer's the one that uploads those. So I think the whole second album's on there and probably the first, maybe. If not, it's on YouTube, I believe.
Okay. So on YouTube, just Chinese Jailbreak?
Chinese Jailbreak on YouTube. And we've got a lot of cover songs that we've done on there over the years. And, sound quality is never very good because you're in a bar or you're outside, but
Cool. And anybody like you want to give some props to, any shout outs or anything?
Honestly, just the guys in the band. Our sound guy. I feel like the guys up on stage, they have the talent, but our sound guy, Zach, he knows the show. He knows what we sound like. He knows what we're supposed to sound like. And he always makes sure to take care if someone's having an off night, the fader gets dropped and they get buried in a good way. So, the sound guy's key. Without someone running a good soundboard, you're not going to be as good as you can be.
Nice. And I guess you do also do like some 3D printing and stuff, I've heard.
Yeah.
A little bit of it.
a little bit. Yeah.
And then you also have a YouTube channel, don't you, that goes along with that?
Yeah.
And what's that?
So that's Cause. Yeah. So that's Cause 3D, COZ 3D. And I do a lot of, like I said, I'm a massive Star Wars fan. And that kind of came about when we moved to the house that we're in now 7-8 years ago. My wife was gracious enough to give me the full finished basement to do whatever I felt that I needed to do, and it's just slowly been building up with Star Wars props and so the 3D printing thing just has afforded me to build things that one, you can't really buy, and two, I've always liked to work with my hands, so it's a great release, get out and do that. But yeah, so Cause 3D YouTube channel, I do builds as best I can once a week, and it's usually something related to Star Wars. So, I mean, this video, before it comes out, I think this Friday I have one coming out. If you ever saw episode 1 or episode 2 or episode 3, Star Wars, I've got a full-size B1 battle droid that I just I'm going to drop on Friday. So, yeah.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, I'll link all this. I'll link Chinese Jailbreak, and I'll link your YouTube channel and stuff like that to this. And just have to say thanks for coming on, and it was great.